This is the Ramana Maharshi Self-Knowledge Satsang. It's a time for self-reflection and self-inquiry. Know yourself and be always free and at peace. I'm Richard Clarke, hosting this satsang. I'm a seeker like you, sharing what we love. I've been blessed with years of deep teaching. So in this satsang, I bring this to you. The background image today is young Ramana in front of Virupaksha cave, where he stayed the longest from 1899 to 1916. During these early years on the hill, Ramana was mostly silent. His radiance had already drawn a group of devotees around him. Not only seekers of truth were drawn to him, but also simple people, children, and even animals. Young children from the town would climb up the hill to Virupaksha cave, sit near him, play around him, and then go back home feeling happy. Squirrels and monkeys would come up to him and eat out of his hand. This series is a paragraph by paragraph review of Ramana's seminal book, Who Am I? The all text version edited by Ramana himself. The dialogue that is the basis for Who Am I happened in the years while Ramana resided at Virupaksha cave. Today we are on paragraph 20, Ramana's words. Breath and vital forces are also described as the gross manifestation of the mind. Till the hour of death, the mind sustains and supports these forces in the physical body, and when life becomes extinct, the mind envelops them and carries them away. During sleep, however, the vital forces continue to function, although the mind is not manifest. This is according to divine law and is intended to protect the body and remove all possible doubt as to whether it is dead or alive while one is asleep. Without such arrangements by nature, sleeping bodies would often be cremated alive. The vitality apparent in breathing is left behind by the mind as a watchman. But in the wakeful state and in samadhi, when the mind subsides, breath also subsides. For this reason, because the mind has the sustaining and controlling power over breath and vital forces, and is therefore ulterior to both of them, the practice of breath control is merely helpful in subduing the mind, but cannot bring about its final extinction. Again, Ramana talks about the close relationship between the breath and the mind, like he did in the last paragraph. The key point is that breath control can be helpful in quieting the mind, but will not put an end to the mind. Ramana teaches that only self-inquiry can do that. This discussion about breath control comes from the question put to Ramana by Shiva Prakasam Pillai, which was, are there no other means for making the mind quiescent? I think when Ramana edited this version of Who Am I, he wanted to clarify the difference between self-inquiry and the predominant meditation practice of India for thousands of years, which was breath control, pranayama, from yoga practice. The difference was that while both can bring your mind to a stop, only self-inquiry can make this permanent. And when that happens, what you are aware of, what you know directly as your own immediate experience, is the underlying consciousness, sometimes called the substratum, because it's what everything else is built upon. This is your real identity, who you are always. I still use breath watching as a way to quiet the mind so I can go deep and inquire. I use it, but as preparation for practice. Now, some practice notes. Look at your breath and see, is breath objective to me? Is it known by me? If breath is something that you know, then who you are must be closer to the knowing than anything that is known. Who knows this breath? Who am I? When your mind is quiet, who are you then? Now to our videos for the week. First is Swami Sarvapriyananda. His talk is All Experience is Consciousness.
The word consciousness is literally built into the word experience. There can be no experience apart from consciousness. Think about it. Everything that you have experienced in life, from the beginning till now and whatever will happen in the future, has always been in your awareness. Is it not so? Right? In you, the awareness, that's where you've experienced. Whether you see something or hear something, or smell or taste or touch, it is all in awareness. Whether you remember something, think of something, whether you understand, do not understand, desire something, achieve something, it's all in awareness. The entire universe, can it ever be experienced apart from awareness? Never. Think about it. Again, a very simple fact, but a tremendous fact. The object of consciousness cannot be experienced apart from consciousness. For consciousness, for experience, consciousness is absolutely mandatory. Without consciousness, no experience. It's a tremendous fact. Simple, always present to us, but we don't think about it. In that case, we have no right to speak of the object of consciousness being separate from consciousness. The world is not something out there which my consciousness goes out like a flashlight beam and experiences. No. The world is in my consciousness. Being in my consciousness, it is pervaded by consciousness. Is it something other than consciousness? No. Shankara says, it is you, the consciousness alone, with the mysterious power of Maya, which appears to be the object of consciousness. You alone appear as your world, as the world out there, as the people, even as your own body and your own mind, body, world, which we rejected earlier. Not me, not me, not me, neti, neti, is now realized as the shining forth of me, the consciousness. I shine forth as the universe. I am one with the universe. None of these people here, none of these things here is actually different from you, the real you. If you root yourself in the body, clearly there are other bodies, other people. Clearly. Always go with experience. As I said at the very beginning, all these teachings, after understanding, listening, you must relate it back to your experience. Advaita makes the bold claim that not one thing which Advaita says is beyond your experience right now. Right now. The highest spiritual realization is not beyond your experience right now. It's right now, right here. In fact, there is a term in Kashmiri Shaiva philosophy called Pratyabhijna. It means recognition. You don't have to be illumined or enlightened or anything like that. All you need to do is recognize. It's right here. You are experiencing it. You don't recognize it. You don't recognize what you're experiencing.
And next will be a poem by Rupert Spira in light of what we're talking about. The poem is I Am.
I am. I have no words to express myself, but all words express only me. I have no meaning, but impart meaning to all that is perceived. I am without beginning and end, but all things begin and end in me. I have no name, but am called by all names. I have no form, but all form indicates me. I have no origin, but am the origin of all things. I am without division, but all divisions exist in me. I exist by myself. I am the presence in which, through which, and as which all things are known. It is my presence that gives existence to all seeming things. All things borrow their reality from me. I am knowingness in relation to the self. I am beingness in relation to the world. I cannot be known, but am never not known. I am the longing in sadness, and the longed for in all longing. I am the expected and the expecting in all expectation. I am the restlessness of the restless. I am the peace of the peaceful. I am happiness itself. I cannot be contemplated, but am the object of all contemplation. I am imperceivable, and yet you perceive only me. I am full, but have nothing. I am empty, yet contain all. I give away everything, but am never diminished. I receive all, but never expand. I am everyone's lover. I shine. I speak, but am silent. I move, but am motionless. I see, but cannot be seen. I hear, but cannot be heard. I taste, but cannot be tasted. I smell, but cannot be smelled. I touch, but cannot be touched. I smile. Whatever appears, appears in me, but I never appear. I am the silence in music, and the music in silence. I am concealed in the world, but reveal the world. I am the womb and the tomb of all that exists. I offer and contain in one gesture like an open bowl. I give myself unconditionally to all things. I receive all things without choice. I am empty. I am the knowing in all that is known. I am the experiencing in all that is experienced. I am the allowing of all seeming things. I am pure sensitivity, openness, and availability. I am the sun in the moon. I am the friendship of friends. I am knowing and unknowing. I am dark in the day and bright at night. I am luminous. Time borrows its continuity from my eternity. Space borrows its permanence from my infinity. All colors borrow their light from my luminosity. All lovers borrow their affection from my love. All things borrow their existence from my being. All knowledge is a reflection of my infinite intelligence. I am abundant. I am eclipsed by you but you are illuminated by me. I am the uncertainty of all things, and the certainty of uncertainty. I am the security in insecurity. I am the true in the false. I am the dignity in pride. I am the reality of an illusion. I am the existence of all that exists. I am an open secret. I move, but am motionless. Am motionless, but move. I am concealed in boredom, but am not boring. I am veiled by doubt, but am not myself in doubt. I live beneath fear, but am neither afraid nor frightening. I abide in myself. If you look behind, I am in front. If you look in front, I am behind. If you look above, I am below. If you look below, I am above. I hide myself and reveal myself in the same movement. I dance. I am immanent and transcendent. I am the bright, self-luminous emptiness of the mirror and the dancing, colourful images that appear in it. I am the light in all experience. I break open the body and spread it across the world. I break open the world and hold it dismembered in my heart. I am pregnant with the universe. I am the unknown in the known, and the known in the unknown. I am the love in hatred, and the hope in despair. I am the same in all difference, and different in the same. I am the isness of things, and the amness of self. I am the substance of all thinking, but cannot be thought about. I am the reality of all feeling, but cannot be felt. I am the perceiving in all perception, but cannot be perceived. I cannot be approached, but am always present. I cannot be known, but know all things. I do not exist, but am never absent. I am nowhere and everywhere. I am nothing and everything. I play. I am the love with which I am loved. I am the desire with which I am longed for. When you love me, it is I that am loving you. I am the knowledge in ignorance. I am the answer in the question. I give myself and receive myself perpetually. I lend myself to all seeming things. I forget myself to taste the sweetness of longing. I divide myself to know the tenderness of friendship. I hide myself for the pleasure of seeking. I look for myself for the fulfillment of finding. I find myself for the knowledge of happiness. I know myself for the joy of being. I am myself for no other reason. I become ugly for the sake of beauty. I become hostile for the sake of love. I am cruel for the sake of kindness. I am vast and bright. I am the heart of the heart. I am the voice of a child. I am wonder, astonishment, and delight. I live in the space between thoughts, but I play in your thinking. My abode is the moment between breaths, but I dance in your breathing. Time and space move through me, but I do not move through them. I am never experienced, yet you experience only me. I never repeat myself, but am always the same. I am utterly vulnerable, but I cannot be harmed. I am made of nothing, but cannot be destroyed. I have no defenses, but am your refuge. I have no goal, but am the fulfillment of every desire. I have no feelings, but am open to all feelings. I have no thoughts, but all thoughts are an image of me. I am kindness itself. I am imperturbable, and thus peace itself. I am without resistance, and thus happiness itself. I am one with all seeming things, and thus love itself. I shine in the mind as I. I shine in the heart as you. I shine in the world as it. But I only ever am and know myself alone. I render all experience knowable, but am not myself an experience. All names and forms are modulations of my nameless, formless self. In ignorance, I come and go in the world. In wisdom, the world comes and goes in me. In love, all is me and I am all. But for myself there is no I or all. I am neither beyond nor within. I am the relationship in all relationships. I am the understanding in all meaning. I am the permanent in all impermanence. I am the experiencing in all experience. I am lost in the world, but the world is lost in me. I am abundant, yet empty, empty, yet overflow. I am homeless, at home everywhere. I am helpless, but help all things. I have no cares, but I care. I have no desires, but I long for your heart. I wait without waiting. I cannot be recognized, but recognize myself in all things. I have no substance, but am the substance of all things. I have no experience, but am all experience. I depend on nothing, but all things depend on me. I am never found, but never lost. I am the embrace of lovers, and the love in an embrace. I am your call, and you are my echo. I sing. Whenever you think of me, it is I that am thinking of you. I was not born, but all are born of me. I do not die, but all things die in me. I have no cause, but cause all things. I do not last in time, but all time lasts in me. I am ordinary, but extraordinary. I am the present in the past. I am the mirror of Narcissus. I am youthful but not young. I am ancient but not old. I am a fool but not foolish. I am a child but not childish. I am alone but not lonely. I am closer than your breath, but further than the stars. I am intimate, but impersonal. I am infinite. Whatever is seen, I am seeing myself. Whatever is heard, I am hearing myself. Whatever is touched, I am touching myself. Whatever is smelt, I am smelling myself. Whatever is tasted, I am tasting myself. Whatever is thought, I am pondering myself. Whatever is felt, I am feeling myself. Whatever is experienced in any way, I am always only experiencing myself. I am not something, but not nothing. I am not somewhere, but not nowhere. I am not me, but not other. I do not exist, but am not non-existent. I am desired and yet feared. I am longed for, but avoided. How strange. I take the shape of thinking and seem to become a mind. I take the shape of sensing and seem to become a body. I take the shape of perceiving and seem to become a world, but always remain myself. I am and know and love myself alone. It is I that am revealed as peace and happiness, when all names and forms are dissolved in me. It is upon me that all names and forms are superimposed by mind and senses. I am transparent, open, empty, luminous. I am emptiness vibrating as the fullness of experience. I am fullness knowing itself in the mirror of emptiness. I take the shape of all seeming things without ever being anything other than myself. My eternity appears as time to the mind. My infinity appears as space to the senses. But I know my own eternal, dimensionless being alone. Existence is a movement of my breath. I become something, then nothing, then everything, but always remain myself. I can be separated from all things, but no thing can be separated from me. The world is my mirror, and I am its lover. I am peaceful like the sky. I am open like the sea. I am empty like space. I am luminous like the sun. I shine by myself. I am the light of pure knowing. Turn towards me, and I will take you into myself. I play. I enjoy. I am.
Being is absolute, beginningless, and perpetual. It is only the illusory ideas of being a body or an entity that can be embodied that ever makes it appear otherwise. Free of the I am the body misconception, and free of the idea of being an embodied entity. The nature of the jiva is Shiva. The nature of I, Brahman. Shivoham. Aham Brahmasmi. Set aside as so much delusion, any connection with the body. And what are you? Within the context of the misidentification with the body, is any confusion in relation to the senses and to the world. Stand free of the idea of being an embodied entity. And what are you? If you have not taken up residence in the body, where are you? The spaceless, the timeless is our nature. If not the body and not embodied, what experience pertains to you? And what remains to be called the individual or ego? Being is absolute, beginningless, and perpetual. And this being, this unimaginable, undifferentiated existence, is alone the self. We are not we. there is only one self. Any unhappiness is due simply to the veiling by delusion of the nature of the self. That knowledge which reveals the self as it is blissful. If you set aside misidentification by the profound inquiry, who am I? You will find this knowledge to be innate, identical with the existence or being that is known. Within the context of an ego or individual who is embodied, how this absolute self-knowledge could be beginningless and perpetual is a bit mysterious. But where being and knowing are identical, this is self-evident. It is in light of this truth that we say self-realization is not a new attainment. It is the most important thing in life to attain, the supreme goal. But it is not a new attainment. As Brahman is, as the self is, so is the realization. If timeless, then timeless. If unborn, then unborn. If ever the case, just as it is, then ever the case, just as it is. Relinquish the notions of being a body or having embodiment, and inquiring profoundly, who am I? Remain absorbed in this true knowledge. In this lies unveiled, unmixed, unending happiness, the supreme bliss of which the Vedas sing.
And now we will take a few minutes to meditate. Breathe in and breathe out. Notice the breath as it comes in, as it goes out. Take long, slow breaths. After a few breaths, do you notice that you feel calmer, more peaceful? Now you are ready for further practice. First, notice that you exist. You exist and you know that you exist. This knowledge is beyond thought or the senses. You know that you exist. And then inquire, investigate within yourself. Who knows this breath? Who am I? Who is this knower of the breath? Dive deep. When your mind is quiet, who are you then? What's your identity if you're not thought? Who knows this quiet mind? Who am I? What is the nature of your very existence? What actually exists? What exists must be always. Existence is always. You are always. What within you is always present, always there. Who am I? All right, we'll close with a short chant. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. If this satsang was of interest to you, I have more for you. A book site, a YouTube site, and my blog. The URLs will be on screen next. These satsangs will continue in the coming weeks with this series based on the Ramana Maharshi book, Who Am I? Thank you for letting me share this teaching with you.